How can we be happy? This is the ultimate question since the beginning of time until today, and it'll still be like that in the future. We all have to ask ourselves this question until we finally figure it out. So I would like to give some insight about it, not too long, but I guess the exercise necessary to know if we truly achieve true happiness. Obviously, it's easy to speak about it and for me to give the insight when everything apparently looks okay in my life. Anybody who speaks about happiness and his life is okay, it's easy. Let's see how he speaks about happiness when he's in trouble, right? I'm not asking for test or anything, but we know there are people who go through tremendous difficult moments in their lives and events, and they are happy, and they are happier actually than other people. So what is their secret? How can someone, for example, from the Holocaust still be able to want to wake up in the morning and live when you and his entire family got destroyed, killed, murdered, tortured? How? And we know there's some who did it. So what's that strength? What's that power, that force in the human being that enables us to do that and to still be happy? Because a lot of people, they are broken and they're not able to find it. So what's the secret? So first of all, I want to give a quote from Likutei Yekarim, which is Rabbi Nachman of Breslov, if I'm yes. Actually, this one actually is from the Baal Shem Tov. The main thing is that you should always be happy. Rabbi Nachman of Breslov took that over. This is especially true when you are bound to God. Without joy, it is impossible to be attached constantly to God. We want to have a state of dvekus. Now, there's an entire book on how to achieve dvekus, Mesilas Yesharim and Savat Arivash, all that. But so this is what he said. Actually, I lost the place. So basically, he was saying, I believe I remember it was Rav Nachman Breslov to say that there is nothing as hard as being happy. Oh, here I found it. I knew, because Rabbi Nachman said that the true happiness is one of the most difficult things to achieve in serving God. Okay. Another time he said that it seems impossible to achieve happiness without some measure of foolishness. One must resort to all sorts of humor if this is the only way to obtain happiness. But when a person attains true joy, God himself watches him and protects him from defilement. Okay, so it's very hard. Yes, because the moment I look too much in the future, or the moment I look too much in the past, and I start thinking and feeling and worrying about all those things, I'm lost. I lose my happiness. Let me ask you, a child, what's happening with a child? A child is naturally happy. How come a child is naturally happy? He wakes up in the morning, he's not worried, he's not worrying on the future, he doesn't worry in the past, and he's not doing anything with his day, but he's naturally had that energy, that happiness. No, right? It's happy. He sees a toy and he shakes it and he's happy. Why? Because he's in a state where his soul is not, it's in a state of being able to just be part of existence without worrying about things, right? That's the state of being a child. The key as a human being, as an adult, is to grow as an adult with keeping that natural source of happiness, of natural happiness of existence, and making it the core of your feelings, not losing it, but obviously acting as a mature individual. Now, it's difficult because today a lot of kids have hurt very young and they lose naturally that natural state of happiness. I want to read you something from the Bilvavi Mishkan Evne, which from the book Da et Atzmecha, Getting to Know Yourself. It's the author of the Bilvavi Mishkan Evne, Rabbi Schwartz. He says like that: there is a kind of joy and peace that comes from merely existing. Chazal said of this speaks of it in Pirkei Avot, chapter 4, Mishnah 1. Who is wealthy? Who is healthy? Wealthy. He who is happy, who is Osher, right? Samer Bechelko, someone who is happy with his lot. Obviously, they were not referring to one who has all his needs fulfilled. Rather, they were speaking about the person who is lacking material things and is completely happy. But how can he be happy? He can't cover his monthly expenses. His son might be in the hospital. He might have all the big problems. How then can he be happy? This type of joy comes from existence itself. It is not a joy based on acquisition of material things. If he makes a calculation, he might find that, in fact, he lacks more things than he has. But he's happy because of his existence, not because of what he owns. What is this joy of existence? How can we be so happy about it? The answer is that the person was created to be intrinsically happy. He will naturally be happy if there are no opposing factors. Such factors may place one in a state of sadness. So we have to understand that there's something in you, your soul is happy. The natural thing in you, like the child in you, is always happy, but it's covered with so much desires and worries and thoughts about the present future. You don't need anything. We have to be able to be in a state where I can say, even if I don't have a job, even if I don't get married, even if I don't have many friends, even if I don't have children, even if I can't walk, even I have to be able to reach a state where I'm just happy to be able to be here, conscious and alive. If I'm here, conscious and alive, I can just tap into the root of my soul, deep within me. I can meditate and connect to the fact that there is a God and that God loves me so much, that God is crazy in love with me. If we could just, for a few minutes a day, just feel that, which is the purpose of davening, to feel that I don't need anything. You know why you're created? You're created to be one with God. That's the ultimate purpose. Everything around you, you don't really need to be close to God. You just need you, your desire, and God, to be with God and God. That's it. At the beginning, man was created alone. There was no Adam and Eve. There was just Adam. Why did God do that? Because we had to understand that this is the only two things that are important and in the world. Therefore, why do you think that you have Buddhist monk who, people do meditation and they're happy with the nirvana, right? They are there on top of the mountain and they are happy just praying all day. They don't get married. They don't have kids. They don't have any physical pleasure. They're happy. They're happy just to be. They're like children, happy to be. Now, God demands more of us, but it doesn't mean that we have to disconnect from that natural state of happiness. We're not just supposed to be just in that spiritual, trip and not connect to the physical world. We have to try to get married. We have to try to have kids. But whatever we try to do, it should not be what determines our happiness. So we have to work very hard on trying to feel that there's only two things in the world, you and God. And the more you attach to God, the more happy you are. I have to be able to feel that I don't need anything. The only thing I truly need is God. And when I can feel that, and and then truly and understand that all the things in the world cannot give me anything else but God. But God is here everywhere. I can have God without all the things that are here in the world. All the things in the world are just tools. But I have God himself. I don't need any of the tools. So I go into that state where I understand that everything around me ain't od milvado. There's nothing else than God. That's the only thing that I need to connect. That's the only thing I need to be truly happy. And therefore, the idea is that we are all craving love. All what when Olam Chesed Iban, the world is built on Chesed. This that ultimate energy. To the child, he's happy because he loves himself and he feels loved, in a natural environment. When he matures, he needs to feel that he's still loved. When he gets older, and is looking for security, and if there's problem in relationship, that makes him become sad. So this is, as we grow up and we mature, we need that constant reassurance that there's someone who loves me more than anything else in the world. And that has to be God. God has to be the first on your list that you feel is crazy in love with you. God has to be the first on the list where you feel his love, and that no matter who breaks your heart, there is something much more powerful, that and a love that is unconditional, that a love that where your heart will never be broken by. Someone will never break your love, and that's God. That's God. And that's, so if you knew now that there was, when we are sad and it's very hard, and we have that one friend we know is always here for us. We have that one spouse, or that one, right? One spouse, of course. We have our spouse that we truly love, people who went to prison and they were able to keep it because they knew someone loved them. We're able to go through anything. People go through war, but they're fighting because they know they're going to go back to their kids and wife home or husband. So if you knew constantly that God longs for you and desires, loves you every second of the day, despite all your weaknesses, despite all your faults, that was created anyway by God himself, all your weaknesses to challenge you and to grow and all that's all made out of love. So if you're aware that you have that love coming, so what's the difference between a husband who is waiting for you, a wife who is waiting for you, a child who is waiting for you, or God waiting for you? The ultimate is God, ultimately. You're going to die one day. No more kids, no more wife, no more spouse, no more money, no more nothing. Only God. That's the only thing that's going to be left. And we have the opportunity to try not to be distracted here in this world and focus on that, and to be challenged with all the things. Everything is a tool, but let's not lose ourselves in the tools, because who is holding the tools? God. So the true love, the love you feel from a friend, the love you feel from a spouse, the love you feel from a kid, the love you feel from your parents, it's the love of God. So remove all those images, those titles, Tselem Elokim, those images of God. Remove them and understand who is behind that Tselem. It's God. It's God. So then, why are we not happy? Because we let everything being an interruption, it prevents us from seeing with clarity that absolutely everything is God. So it doesn't matter if I have kids or no kids, a spouse, no spouse, a job or no job, money, no money. Because at the end, it's all about you and God. And he loves you. And he's crazy in love with you. That's all what we should want. That's all what we should desire. The moment we desire something more than God, we're not happy. We don't have it. So we have to work on being able to feel, if I had nothing but God, nothing, I'm naked, and the only thing that there is God. Just like in Gan Eden. They were naked, they had nothing, just me and God. But then, why are we here? Because there's an opportunity to expand that happiness and expand that love and to make that relationship even more glorious and more beautiful and more. And that's when we go into life and we try to get things out of that. But we have to make sure we don't get distracted. All that is a tool to just increase the love and the happiness that already exists. So easier said than done. But now that I think we gave some clarity, we need to try to work on feeling it, experiencing it. Judaism is about experiencing. It's not about doing or just feeling and just thinking. It's about experiencing life, experiencing what we say. So let's not be distracted and try to really not let anything, any test, any darkness extinguish the light. We are the light, your soul is the light, and we have to try to connect to the part of us that is godly, that is divine, and that is pure joy and happiness. That's our natural state. Remember that that's your natural state. You're naturally happy. When you wake up in the morning, naturally, you feel revived. At night, you were depressed, you're crying. You wake up in the morning, oh, I feel better, I feel good. Where does that come from? Because your soul recharged. And now it's back with its energy and spiritual energy, all that. But sometimes we need more. That we need more connection. So may we all be able to achieve true happiness, which means to be truly feel God's love, to truly feel that the only thing I need is God. If I just that's the purpose of the world. You understand? This is the purpose. Therefore, just being in a state of happiness, no matter what happened, you are fulfilling the purpose of creation. You stay attached to God no matter what. This is what God wants. That's the romantic love that we have with God, that tremendous love story, that I'm attached to you no matter what. I love you no matter what. That's what we want to achieve. That's true happiness. That's true joy. And may we all be worthy of experiencing it one day and never let it go. Baruch Adonai l'olam, amen ve'amen. Love you all.